What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Tour Life. Today is Tuesday, August 12th, and the entire Tour Life crew, besides PJ Mike, is I almost said Emporia, Peoria, Illinois, for the Ledgestone tournament this week. Yuli, Gary, how's it going, everybody?
Yuli, floor's yours.
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Yeah, I came in on Monday, so yesterday, flew in with the whole family. Got a nice little apartment here, so we've been hanging out. Little Raina's enjoying herself, and got some practice in yesterday and today. So, I mean, tour life is tour life, man.
How's staying with the family versus staying with like other people on tour?
It's different for sure. I mean, I think this is one of the first times, a lot of times actually, I've brought the family with the tour guys, and then which is a risky move.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, the kids are so respectful, and they love Raina and they love Sarah, so they invite us in there, and it's a different environment. I'll tell you that much, compared to the weeks where my wife and my kid aren't there. But yeah, as far as getting a nice spot like this with just the family, it's really good. It's a different feeling as far as like focus goes, I think, because it's like I have to prioritize practice and stuff, and then prioritize family time.
Yeah.
And so it's just like anything, adapting and figuring it out. And Sarah's great with the whole thing. She knows practice time is practice time, and that I'll be home as soon as that's over.
Yeah.
So me and Gary got to play. Well, Gary watched, but he got to come out and watch me play a practice round yesterday at Eureka.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. I think, Gary, you're gonna be caddying for me on Thursday.
Yep, that'll be my fourth round at Eureka, because I did the flex event on Sunday, the round with you, and then my boy Ben Apple, he rated himself out of the AM, and he's second on the wait list to get into the big one. So we went out to the Eureka Temp, and he's hoping to get off the list.
Okay.
We had a good time out there with Kellen McCann as well from 1010 Disc. We had a good time throwing some shots. So it's been fun. It's a very humid week. I'm out here with my wife and son as well. We're also in a house with a bunch of friends, and every time we open the door, my 2-year-old wants to run right into the lake that the Airbnb is sitting on. So we're chasing him down, keeping him from getting in there.
I will say the one thing I don't miss about being on tour again is the old Airbnbs that you get in that were not made for large humans.
Oh,
I've got one of those showers where it's like very narrow, and the curtain like sneaks in on you, where you're like, you're washing your hair, and all of a sudden
it touches you.
It like sticks to your arm, and you're like, no. I'm having to strategically shower by opening half the shower, or I basically do half close curtain. So then I go into the open curtain area, and I will wash my body in the open curtain area. And then I get in the water, and I kind of lean up against the wall, because it's just like, that's the worst. The curtain on the arm is the worst feeling in the world. But yeah, I'm up here. For those that don't know, I'm going to be doing Ledgestone, and then we'll be heading over to Idlewild. I got a round in with Gary yesterday. Gary, give your people the predictions of what you think I'm going to do this week after watching me play Eureka. What are the vibes? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So, I mean, last year you shot 4 down on your first round at Eureka, and it felt like, you're trying to figure out your game a little bit. Yesterday, you were looking crispy out there. It felt like dialing in your shots, and I know some discs in your bag that haven't been in for very long. You were discovering that they're pretty incredible. I feel pretty good that we're looking at either, maybe somewhere in the range of like a 7-8 under. I think it's perfectly possible. I think you're capable of going double digits.
Be juicy.
You're definitely capable of doing it, but I feel really good about like a 7 or 8 down.
Yeah, I think my issue right now is just the consistency, Yuli, of where I'm going to, obviously everyone throws bad shots, but right now my bad shots are really bad. So I need to try to get those dialed in. And then the putter, I got to try to figure that out over the next couple of days, just because that can save you so many strokes if you're making putts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the game's feeling good. It was interesting today. So today we played Northwood Black. I saw you out there doing Jomez. So that'll be coming out. So make sure you guys watch that. Have you announced who's doing it? Can we say who's on it?
No, but I could. Yeah, it's Chris Dickerson and Zach Milton are on there. So
Yeah.
it's a
nice.
really fun time. We had a great time out there. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
So make sure you tune in to watch that. And then me, Goose, and Ezra did worst shot triples. And it's actually really good practice at Northwood because you end up practicing a lot of shots that you normally wouldn't, right? You throw, let's say, 3 tee shots off of a tee, and then you're just going to the best one, and then you're throwing from there, usually in practice. Where this, you're having to scramble. You're having to throw a lot of shots that you don't usually throw. But the thing, I was talking to PJ Mike before this, Yuli, we didn't have a single birdie putt. I don't even think we had a birdie putt inside of circle 2. I think we had a couple like maybe 80 or 100 footers, but that just shows you when we talk about Northwood Black being the hardest course or one of the hardest courses. I think one of the big things, Yuli, with that separates that course from all the others is they really don't have a single hole out there where you're like, I got to birdie this hole. There's not really a hole that just, it's a gimme and it just gives you the birdie. 16 and 17 might be the closest ones, but those are still
No,
like,
I think it's 6. Hole 6 maybe. What is that little dog leg? The little short
one up
putter
the hill.
shot. And then the one, you got to get that one. You got to get
But that one, if you don't have the right distance off the tee, it's a very small landing zone. Like today, today, both Ezra and Goose were short of the thing. So you're throwing through a bunch of trees and hoping to get lucky.
Did they get looks though?
Ezra was like 60 in the woods and Goose was maybe 45. I'm just saying there's no gimmies. There's nothing out there where you're like, I'm going to play this hole 10 times and I'm going to birdie it 10 times.
Yeah, it's the closest thing though, which is to your point.
Yeah, it's still that one, I guess, is at least if you throw a good drive, you're probably going to birdie it. Where pretty much every other par 4, if you throw a good drive, that doesn't mean you're going to birdie it.
No,
you have to throw another really good shot.
Doesn't even mean you're going to par it, really.
Yeah, that's true. You could get some we found some interesting spots this week that we've never seen before. But yeah, I'm excited to be back on tour. Looking forward to it. The weather up here is always hit or miss. I think we've had delays or suspensions every day so far, with the weather just being the way it is out here. So hopefully it's going to be nice. We are doing this year. We are doing Eureka, Northwood, and then back to Eureka for Sunday. So I think you're going to see in the way by doing it that too. I think you're going to see a lot of people move between round 1 and 3, and then a lot of movement from 3 and 4, because there's going to be some people that can shred Eureka but struggle at Northwood and vice versa, right? And so I think doing it that way, it's going to be interesting kind of seeing the leaderboard kind of change twice with some people kind of popping off. Obviously, the top guys are going to be able to play both courses very well.
I haven't played Eureka yet. What's one look like?
You want to play tomorrow?
Yeah.
Let's play tomorrow.
What time?
I mean, I'm waking up at 5 and running, and then I'll be good to go after that.
At 5 a.m.
Well, no, I'll be done running probably around 6.
Yuli's on that dad time.
So I'm good.
I don't understand what you're saying here.
I'm saying I'm going to be ready
like you're playing by yourself.
No. I'm saying I'm going to be like ready to go by like 7 o'clock in the morning. So whenever you want to play after 7, I can play. It can be 10 o'clock. It can be 11. It can be 1.
I can swing 10. I can swing 10. Easy.
Let's figure it out afterwards. So let's talk. Yeah, I guess let's jump into different tee pads, because Northwood Black, for those that watched a couple years ago, that's the same course we're playing. So we're not playing the Champions Cup Northwood Black that you saw last year. Yeah. We are going back to the old layout. It's got a couple holes that were taken out, and then we're going back to, I think probably the biggest change is hole 18. We're not playing that par 5 that finishes up on the hill. We're actually playing that one hole backwards. Great hole, terrible spectator hole. Maybe the worst spectator hole of all time. Like you
par
can't.
5?
No, the final par 4 at Northwood. Did you play the wrong hole today?
No, I'm just thinking.
No, they didn't. We were on Northwood.
The final
we
par
would've seen
4
them.
at Northwoods is 18.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying that's a horrible spectating.
Spectator hole.
You can't.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't,
it's awful. Yeah.
you can't see anything.
I'm with you.
You
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I thought you were like
Yeah.
somewhere
No,
else. Yeah.
That's why I think we're finishing at Eureka, so that way you have that nice. I mean, 18 at Eureka is not actually that great of a spectating hole either, but at least it's kind of like in the open. Okay, so let's talk about the changes. So hole 1, they end up putting a temporary tee pad in, which I think is an awesome thing whenever we can get off of throwing from sidewalks and also Yuli, you remember too, like that thing's like janky.
Yeah, it's a little janky.
Yeah.
It's a little janky.
Yeah. But it's a couple of things I think is going to happen. One, for the big throwers, there's really no fear in going long anymore. So that was always kind of a worry for like the big guys is, all right, I got to throw something overstable and I got to kind of flex it to make sure it gets to the ground so it doesn't just fly all the way OB. By backing it up, I think it's going to be very difficult for almost anyone, obviously AB and a couple of the top guys.
What's the ceiling like?
It's not bad.
Okay.
It looks a lot. Yeah. It looks a lot worse than it actually is.
That looks so hard to me.
Yeah.
It's easier in person than it looks
I've been
on the
dreaming
picture.
about it and just being like, wow.
So
I think I'm cooked here.
So Yuli, the shot, you see those like 3 pegs in the, I don't know. Can you zoom in on that photo, Mike?
No, I see the 3 pegs.
Okay. The 3 pegs in the middle of the lake.
They look like ducks.
Yeah. If you throw it over the peg on the far left and you throw something like flat or like on a little hyzer that's going to flip up and turn, you're golden. Now, I think this is basically 2 things are going to happen from this. I think 1, you're going to see a lot less of the bigger throwers have struggle on this hole. But I think you're going to see people that don't throw nearly as far struggle more. And then that tree on the right is going to come and play now more so than others. And so I think there's going to be a mixture. I think it's going to probably play almost as hard as the old tee pad because I think for some people it's going to be easier and for some people it's going to be harder.
Okay.
But I like the change just because we gotta have a legit tee pad on that hole. We can't.
Yeah. It's nice to not step down with your plant foot and then pull something. I mean, especially with the fact that it's a hole that has like it's above 60% birdie rate. Having that little nuanced tweak might help create a little bit more difficulty on the hole for people. I definitely saw some good players, some solid players practicing pulling it a little bit because that tree just kind of gets in your head as the first shot of the day.
And it's probably 350 to cover straight would be what I would say. If you throw like a straight shot 350, I think you're probably going to throw it straight into the hillside. Now, if you can throw that right back up, Mike, actually, an interesting thing. I argued a little bit with Heinold about the rules on this hole because there's something very interesting about the rules on this hole. If you look down at the drop zone, it says after any throw from the tee or drop zone coming to rest in the water, player must proceed to drop zone +1 penalty. Now, Yuli, the interesting thing about this, is if you chuck your shot OB long or if you chuck your shot OB to the right, you get to advance all the way up, all the way down there, and then you get to throw a pretty easy upshot to say decently easy upshot, obviously easier than a drop zone, right? Now, if you just throw a crappy hyzer shot and it lands in the middle of the lake, 1,000% you don't deserve anywhere other than the drop zone. You should go there. But what I argued, because this happened to me 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it was, and I was like, this doesn't really make a lot of sense. My disc hit into the hillside, flipped up, rolled back through the rocks and into the lake. And I had to go all the way to the drop zone. I couldn't advance up there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's weird.
Now, Goose makes a good point, though, because we were kind of debating this today in our round of where it's a weird rule. Like, to me, I think the rule should be any shot OB just goes to the drop zone. And then that way it kind of like mitigates that. But if you want to do it to where it's like my shot, I get to advance, the problem is you would have to have a spotter standing on that line because there are going to be some shots that cross, but then hyzer out into the water. Right. And so you'd have to have someone that's constantly looking to see, did you actually cross in bounds or not?
Interesting rule about this hole too. Do they still have, if you're like on the rocks, you get like a meter or 2 meters off of it?
Yeah, I think you get a meter off of where the grass meets the rocks. As your
yeah.
Because a lot of people throw their upshot and they're like in that little cove right there by the bucket, and then you find a little rock and you're like kind of parked after that.
Get an extra little 3 feet closer. Yeah, of course. Okay, so hole 1. That's a big change. 2's playing the same. 3's playing the same. 4's playing the same. You would think 5, they would give us a new tee pad there too, Yuli. No, we're throwing off the sidewalk again. There are these new drop zone tee pads, which I think Gary nailed it by saying they ended up having extra wood from making like the leaderboard platform area. They just had extra pieces of wood, and so they went out and made drop zone tee pads with those with turf on top. Usually those things are like 8 feet long.
They're awesome. That's hilarious.
I do have an update on that for you though, Brodie.
Wait, are they longer now?
Today. No, they took them and they like buried them into the ground, so now they're equal to like the ground.
Thank goodness. Yeah, because they were like 2 inches off the ground, Yuli, and the issue was it was perfectly right where my X step was. So I was having to X step. My right foot would like step on the platform, and then I was having to X step from it's scary to X step up onto something. So that's nice. So it's going to be flush. Okay, so we'll have some nice drop zone tee pads, which is awesome. 5's the same. 6 is the same. 7 is the same. 8's the same. 9, the Dark Horse what?
He's got the OB on the right now, up by the basket. It's like a peninsula.
Oh, they had that the other year. I think so, down by the water.
Dark Horse Goose add on.
Yeah, Goose is behind us. Everyone, say what's up to Goose. No, you're fine. No, if you have anything to say, by all means, jump on. 9, Yuli, they created a tee pad, so they built up the tee pad. And the interesting thing about 9 is now we're throwing like an extra 8 feet closer to the basket because the tee pad is so big. And it really makes that tee shot a lot easier because if you remember, the old tee pad was like you're throwing from like the edge of the bridge.
Yeah.
And now we just get like 8 feet closer into it. So it's not as scary of a tee shot, I think.
Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, because it was always intimidating for me to like pull something right. And one year, I think I hit it. I think I hit the bridge.
Someone went through the bridge one year I played. They shanked it through the bridge and parked the hole. I was like, what the heck was that?
Oh, yeah, no.
It's a nice flat surface too now, so you don't have like the uneven with the gravel or whatever it may be. So you got a nice long flat. I mean, it's a James Conrad approved.
Do we still get the little dinker 11 and 10's the same?
Yeah, 10's the same. 11, the little dinker's the same. 12, the water tower hole, different. They now moved it off the sidewalk and they've shifted it probably like 20, 30 feet right. So it's a different angle now. And also the other thing is they've now shortened the OB. The OB is like maybe 5 to 10 feet off the water tower. Yep. So any shots that like hit the water tower are most likely going to go OB this year. I mean, look how they made that a much, much smaller landing zone, but you can see the tee pad used to be on the sidewalk left to where it is now. So it's going to be a little bit of a different angle for some.
Yeah.
Harder, easier, same.
I think it's gonna be harder for most people because of just it's a smaller landing zone now.
The OB's tightened because it used to be where the OB line was about a meter off of the banners that wrap around the green. Now it's almost like 2 meters off the banner. So it's a bit of a smaller landing area. And you saw that they cut like a real nice, I think they're trying to get more spectators in over there off to the left to view the hole just because of its, being a very, very iconic hole. And a lot of people will warm up into like the field area off to the left sometimes too. So I think it's the angle is very, very interesting because if you didn't know any better, you'd think it was the same shot until you kind of like look at the other tee space.
Yeah.
What about the
13
trees on the right? Do they come into play at all?
Yeah, 100%. If you throw something too straight, they will.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be a problem for some people for sure.
Mhm.
13, I think, is the best change of the course. They finally got us a new tee pad, so we're not like caddy corner to 18. So the flow will be much better. Both tees should be able to tee off or at least kind of alternate quicker than normal. But it does add a little bit of a different angle going into it. But I don't think too much difference there. 14.
The carry's the same.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of a farther shot because you're back a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal for most people.
I watched a number of pros going through the course today playing it, and almost all of their first practice shots, they were throwing it straighter to the right side and asking it to swing more because I think typically the old tee pad, you're throwing a straighter shot as opposed to maybe hanging it out a little bit more because of the angle, and then they all corrected on the second shot. So that might be, something where you're going to see someone try to push it and it pushes too straight and they end up going further than they want and it gets the rocks and doesn't quite come in. But
that hole will play harder into a headwind or left to right. That hole will definitely play harder. 14 same, 15 same, 16, 17, 18 all the same. 18 now that they've got, you remember they have that like little platform thing kind of right in the middle of the fairway. Now they've got like a shelter or something built on top of it. Yeah. So that might cause some problems too, where if you get behind that thing now, you might not be able to throw a shot, or you might have to be throwing like through the shelter, which could be kind of.
They moved the swing sets too. The swing sets were moved way off to the right, so they're not going to come into play anywhere.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it for Ledgestone. We'll make our picks towards the end. Do we want to talk a little bit about? I don't have Ezra here to roll his R's for the Turku Open. But do we want to talk a little bit about the Turku Open?
Yeah,
sure.
Would you guys see this past weekend?
What do we want to do? MPO, FPO first?
Let's start MPO.
MPO. A lot of people in the mix down the stretch. A lot of people.
Yeah.
It got tight late. It was funny because I thought we were going to have a first-time winner just with how it was kind of shaking up. It looked like maybe Daniel Davidson or Laurie or Gooseman was going to take it down. And then I don't know. It was exciting for me. That's for sure. Coming down the stretch, I think Calvin missed the island. Ezra takes the craziest skip ever. Probably the luckiest shot I've seen so far to win a tournament.
Was that kind of uphill too? Like, was it uphill?
I don't know.
Skip or no? Goose, is that an uphill skip on 18 that Ezra got? Like, does that hole play a little uphill at the end? Because it kind of looks like there's like a little divot.
Yeah, I think he skipped off of the drop zone. Did he not?
Oh, Goose thinks he skipped off the drop zone.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I don't think he did.
Oh.
From what I saw, it was just off the grass and just kind of skipped over it.
And just got lucky that it got over those hay bales, which is just crazy.
But that was kind of cool. I mean, they had a handful of really good players. So I think Ezra can take that one and put it in the bank as a real elite series because of the field size.
Yeah.
I think he deserves that. And then FPO was really tight. I didn't get to see the finale, but I watched the whole third round. And I don't know. I don't know why it's always so close at the end. I thought it was just going to be I don't know. I thought it was just going to be a dog walk home.
The pressure, man. The pressure,
Yeah.
The pressure out there can get to you, I guess. But yeah, no, I thought the course was okay. I didn't think it was like it didn't jump out at me. I think out of all the European tournaments we played this season, I don't know if I would put it in like the top 3.
No.
No.
It's probably towards the bottom. But you know, it was a decent tournament. Decent crowd was out there.
It was from a viewing perspective. I think it was one of the better post Worlds tournaments, because typically you see the first tournament after Worlds, it's lightly attended, not a lot of people are watching, and this was a good, I think, way to cap off the European swing and kind of give everyone an opportunity to either stay home or come over or whatever they were going to do. But yeah, it was a solid event to watch, entertaining for sure.
I was kind of surprised how many people decided to play it, though.
Yeah.
I will say a lot of people stayed back to play it with Ledgestone coming up, which I thought was interesting.
And do you think that leads any credence to the fact that Ledgestone's just been such a long-standing tour stop that people feel they don't need as much practice at Eureka Temp, and that a couple, that maybe having a little less time to prepare is okay?
I think it comes down to you're already over there. Why would you not stay an extra week, get the flight home? It'd be like, to me, I mean, the flight's obviously longer. You lose the extra practice day, but it'd be like having, let's say, an Elite Series Plus, then an Elite Series Plus on the other side of the country. We wouldn't think anything of it, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good points. Talking to Ezra and Goose last week, they were saying, they felt their game was pretty solid, so why not stay and try to get a win? I think that all really makes a lot of sense. I think for some people, maybe taking a week off, like if you have any nagging injuries or anything like that, like we're about to have a pretty big stretch here of difficult courses, Eureka and Northwood are difficult courses for different reasons. Eureka, you're throwing a lot of big boy shots, so it is taxing on the body. And then Northwood's a mental nightmare. So that would be my only thing is like if you're kind of feeling tired physically or mentally, maybe not the worst time to take a week off going into Ledgestone. But if you're feeling good, why not?
I think one of the biggest storylines that kind of came out of Turku, or at least going into it, was whether or not this was going to be Ricky's best chance to maybe take a win this year. Because, the conversation of whether or not Ricky will get that win. And I will say that I don't know, not the greatest play from him coming into it, but we all know that he does typically very well at events like Ledgestone. So I think there's still plenty of opportunity for him.
So he has like a knee problem going on. I heard he had a flare up. Yeah. So that's like Worlds week. Same thing. He wasn't 100% healthy, and then Turku not 100% healthy. So that you kind of have to give him a pass for that, because we do know that he struggles with that from time to time.
We got anything left that you guys want to talk about for Turku?
No.
Okay. I got to bring it up. I thought it was when I saw it, I was a little shocked. Love to get your guys' take on it. Kristin comes out, talks about how stuff is going on, and it's like a mental thing. Like there's something going on and she needs a break from disc golf, right? I was shocked to see that just a few days after making that post, she's playing in a tournament in Japan, disc golf.
China. Yep.
China. Why did I think it was in Japan? In China, disc golf. China, Japan, my bad. Sorry.
You're good.
I was very surprised. I was very surprised seeing that. It didn't make sense to me. Someone make it make sense.
I think it's an obligation. I think that's one that you like she probably had to do. Like you're going over there, world event. You're representing your country. It's more about the country than yourself. That would be my excuse to where like a regular tournament, she probably has the she could do whatever she wants because she needs to take care of herself. But when it'd be like this.
Should we add that to the caption though? Maybe,
but if I had like I'm on the Ryder Cup team, but I'm struggling moving into it, and I'm like, I got to take some time off. or not, or the President's Cup team, whatever it is. It's like it almost felt like what do you call it? Exhibition.
But you dropped out of the biggest tournament of the year, Yuli.
No, I know that. I know that.
Like it's not like you're. It's
this
not
isn't.
like
It was like a doubles thing, bro.
no.
It's
I know.
6 rounds, about 12 holes apiece. 12 holes per
yeah.
round.
It's not the same. It's not the same thing in my book. I kind of
shot.
get it to where you would put country over self. That's what I would say.
And she's playing doubles with her husband too. I don't know if that adds a sense of comfort being a doubles partner with Silver.
It's like this, man. I'm sure this was already a decision made way before. Like, yes, I'll go do this. I'll be representing Estonia, and then it'd be a tough. I don't know. It might be a tough look to drop out of that one, especially.
Yeah.
I think you just add that to the caption though. Like, hey,
Sure.
I'm gonna take.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
take
the point.
She said basically, I'm gonna. And maybe Mike, we can bring up the caption of the Instagram again. I'm pretty sure she's like, I'm gonna step away from disc golf for a while. I need a break. And so we're all thinking she's done. We might see her back at what, like the playoffs is what we're thinking of, right? Something like throw pink, maybe. That's what we're all thinking. And then all of a sudden it's like 3 days later, or not even 3, it's like a couple days later after she made that post, she's like posting again on Instagram, practicing for a tournament. Do you see that? That's my only, I get all your points. I think all your points are completely valid. I just think you have a lot of people paying attention to what's going on with her. And I just think a lot of people probably are confused, being like, I need a break. And then like a day or two later, you're like, all right, playing again.
As for the actual play itself, she didn't play very well. She did okay. I think they finished in 4th outside of the podium, but it was a decent event. I don't know if you guys were able to watch any of it. I thought it was pretty well ran.
All right, let's see. She goes, after long deliberation, I've decided not to continue. It's not a choice. This hasn't happened overnight. Band-Aid, assuming this feeling would fade away. I faced over the past 2 months a bunch of hardships. Showing this part of me needs my attention. It might just be the most loving choice I've made in my career. Thank you for all your overflowing love. I see you and love you. I'm rooting for all the players in tournament event to have a truly amazing final day. Oh, so she didn't say it. Wait, what am I talking about then? I could have sworn she said. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I thought she said something saying that she needs to take some time away. Did I just pablaw that? Oh, she does say she needs time off. Oh, wait, did I miss it? But it came from a place. I've been putting a Band-Aid to this part of myself for years, pushing forward, assuming this feeling would fade away, but with all the hardship it faced. Am I missing it? What's going on here? Mike says she does say needing time off at the top. Am I not seeing that? Am I crazy here?
Could be the heat getting to you, Brodie.
Can you guys read it? If you guys see it, we're all looking at the same thing. I don't see it. What is Mike saying?
Yeah. PJ Mike, answer for yourself. What do you see that we don't?
How I could have sworn she said like I'm taking time off. It came from a place of second sentence. It is not a choice I made lightly, but it came from a place of true longing of needing time off.
Oh.
Okay. I still think she maybe said something elsewhere otherwise.
Maybe in like an interview or something.
Yeah, maybe. It's definitely not as crazy there as what in my head. I don't know. In my head, it just seemed like it was something saying like I need some time away. It might be a Mandela effect, 100%. You guys might be,
but it could even be from the tour. So there's been 3 times in my career where I was on tour, and it's pretty much the only, besides injury, the only times I've ever taken off of the tour. And I remember it was a Masters Cup. I don't know what year. It was the first national tour that I had missed in like 10 years.
Kayla said she never said that. Okay, I might just be making that up.
And I
apologize.
I said I'm taking time off. I don't think I made a post, but I said that to myself and I went home.
Hmm.
And I did play small tournaments at home. But I needed a break from the tour.
Yeah, and maybe this is just, I don't know. Maybe it was in my head that I thought she was saying like I need some time away from disc golf. For some reason,
Yeah.
I thought that. So yeah, so if that's the case, it could be very similar to what you said, Yuli, of where she might just need time away from the tour.
Yeah.
And she can still play events and having fun doing, local events and playing with her husband and all that stuff. But it's the tour stuff right now that isn't getting it done. And then that's at least that's understandable. Like you can at least understand what's going on.
It could very well, like Yuli said, be a prior obligation. Who knows how far in advance the World Games needs to have like locked in commitments from players. And it's just possible that that was a much bigger deal to pull out of, especially since there is a push, it seems like, for the World Games and like what it means long term for disc golf when it comes to getting in the Olympics. That's a bigger thing for a country.
And I do think that there's something to be said about the tour. It's a crazy grind. If you're playing bad, you're losing a ton of money. And if we have a lot of events now. We have more events now than we ever have.
Yeah.
And so I honestly, sometimes I see people playing and grinding it out, and I'm a grinder myself. I think it's okay to give yourself a little time and give yourself a little grace and say, you know what, I need a little break and a reset. A reset's always super important for all athletes to be like, okay, I need to figure this out. And I'm not figuring it out on tour. I've been trying for 3 weeks straight and it's really bad. And then going home and resetting and until you're ready to go out and you feel like you're ready to go out and compete again, because it's tough, man.
Yeah, you need a deload week, right? You need that week to get back, get
months.
yourself, maybe more time, and then you can ramp it back up, because it is tough. It is tough to stay on your game and be at the very top week after week after week after week.
Yeah.
I mean, it will grind you out, and maybe when you're younger, you're able to do it, but it will catch up to you for sure. So apologies there. I don't know what I remembered, but
you can still make that speculation with that post that she needed time off and she
I know, but
like
in
in
my
that
head,
sentence.
it was like I was thinking like she actually said,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be playing disc golf for some time.
It's a fair thing though to talk about. When, we talked about this, I think last Tour Life, when any top level professional in any kind of sport does stuff like this.
Yeah,
it's worth talking about, because there's always questions of, why this decision, why this event, why this way.
Yeah.
I still go back to why time wasn't taken off, but leading into Worlds and the majors and all that kind of stuff, like that felt like a more opportune time. But it just, that's part of sports analysis. And I think it's fair for us to have these kinds of conversations out there. It's not us suggesting that like Kristin, there's any particular thing wrong in any place, personal, disc golf, otherwise, but when you're the top of the sport, heavy is the crown.
And it's important for our top athletes, because let's just face it, she might be the most polarizing figure that we have in the game. You know what I mean? She's up there as far as popularity and the whole thing goes. So whatever she's got to do to get right and get back to the top, that's what the game needs too. That's what disc golf needs.
Playing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of some of the top players, should we jump into our King of the Hill? We haven't done it for a while. We just finished up the European side, 2 majors in the books. People are still talking about that Estonian major. Don't forget it, guys. People are still bringing that one up. But let's see a little King of the Hill action. Let's see where we're at going into the last quarter of the year.
Yeah.
One of the twos.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This was a tough one, guys. I mean, the more this season goes on, the more complicated this hill has gotten to look at from both the FPO and the MPO side. Some real shakeups. You're going to see, I think, a bit of European flair in this upcoming list, and it was a lot of fun to put this together. Thanks, Hammer. I try my best not to mess this up. I do this whole thing. I put a picture of Yuli on the wall, so he's looking at me while I'm making the list because I
Good.
want this to be right. So, Mike, if you got it, let's go. For those who are no longer on the FPO Queen of the Hill list.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I know.
Just so many people.
It's crazy. So we got Haley King off the list. Obviously, we had not seen her around to do anything yet. You got Rebecca Cox, Raven, Jessica Weiss, Emily Weatherman, and Katrina Allen. It's a bloodbath.
Wow.
On the Queen of the Hill list.
It's like half the hill.
I know. But that's because I think when we go into this, you'll see it's a testament to how well a lot of European talent has been kind of coming up and showing us that there's a lot of great FPO skill on the European side who I think can do just as well over here on the United States. So let's go tier 6 here.
All right.
We've got Paige Pierce dropping to tier 6.
Jeez.
It's not been a great set of events. She has had some good events, but I have jumping up here. I have who really I think has made a name for herself with these events that she's been playing recently. With second at Turku, she got 14th at both Worlds and the festival, and so she's kind of showing that she's able to play. And 10th at Konopiste, 13th at Ale. She's taking the competition pretty well, and I think the performance at the majors justifies her position there. Hannah Wynn drops down. Next we have Ida, who makes the list. Pulling up her stats here. My apologies. We're not at home, so I don't have the whole magical setup in front of me.
Now, yeah, I was gonna say, is this like a one-time, like almost winning Worlds has to be on the hill type of situation here?
Winning Worlds has to be on the hill. We'll see as we go up. But no, I think I didn't take just the majors into consideration, but there are some players here who have just been performing really well. And what makes it difficult sometimes to rank these players is that they may not have played a lot of events early in the season, so they're not very high up on the tour standing points.
Sure.
But they're playing really well recently. And I cannot find her numbers right here on my small, tiny little screen. I apologize for that. But she's been playing really well recently, along with Sophia Donica, who put down a really great showing, by the way, at the World Games, partnering with Thomas Gilbert. It was good to see her play. And Jennifer Allen, she's on the list, honestly, because she has actually, she was pretty impressive at both majors, a 16th at the festival and a 13th at Worlds. And if you look at a lot of the players who fell off, they didn't do that well at all, and they haven't been doing great. So even though we don't see Jennifer play every event, she plays oftentimes, like an FP40 or Masters division. She came down to FPO and she put it up. So I think she earns a spot on the bottom tier of the list. So moving up to tier 5, we've got Cat Merch. Dropping down. It feels like we want so much.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent up at the top of this list. It gets very difficult going up here. I feel like there's a lot that we've wanted from Cat this season that we have not seen from Cat this season. And she's like that next person. It's like, where's your win amongst all these other people? And she put herself in a great position there at Worlds and kind of tossed it away literally and figuratively on hole 6 at Tampere. So I just want to see more from her. You've got Tate and Ida joins the list.
Wow.
Letamaki for her performance, not just at Worlds, but she's actually performed really well across a recent string of events. I've got her numbers here somewhere. But she's performed really well across the European stretch. And here we go. She got 9th at Turku, 2nd at Worlds, 12th at the festival, 4th at PCS, 4th at Ale. So that's being in the top 5 has you going up against some real FPO competition. And so big props to her for getting on the list. I don't know there's enough body of work to justify bringing her higher on the list, but that's where she's at.
Wow.
Hannah is definitely a big shocker coming down this far, but just with
what'd she end up at Worlds? What'd she finish?
She finished tied for 3rd at Worlds.
Okay.
And she got 4th at the festival. Hannah was one I had a really hard time placing on this list. And this is where it goes just beyond their performance and goes a little bit into like expectations of their ability to play. And I think she's just so hindered. And maybe it's something I have to get over. I have a hard time putting her above other people on this tier list in terms of like what I expect her to be able to perform on the course. It's hard to.
Yuli, I gotta ask you something, Yuli, because we were talking about this earlier today. Why doesn't Henna just completely change her putt from like inside of 20 feet? Like completely, because the way she's currently putting, it's not just she misses a lot, it's also she misses the comebacker too, right? So there's times where she will bogey a hole from 20 feet, 15 feet away. So why doesn't, because this right now is not working, right? The opening the gate is not working. So I had the idea, and I'm curious what you think. Why doesn't she go to like a vertical this? You're laughing, but the thing is like you're not missing left or right. Your distance isn't going to be crazy terrible by just like tossing it like this. And seriously, the thing is, hear me out.
No, I hear you.
You don't have to make every putt doing it this way, but you are eliminating any 3 putts, right? And then if you make a couple, you're a world champion. Like I'm being dead serious of like, it's literally could win you the worlds by just doing something like, you know what? Today I'm just going to putt like this. And if I make some of them, great. If I miss some of them, you know what? I'm tapping in and I'm a world champion.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. The first thing I would need to ask her, specifically would be like, how are you putting in practice? Because if you're making everything in practice, why would you ever switch?
Sure.
Or making more? And I'm just guessing that when she goes to the practice green, she gets in a rhythm and she can make a lot of putts. And it's the anxiety of the tournament that then it changes from the aggressive putting in the yard and it looking good and feeling solid. Because here's the fact. If she putts like that always in practice, she's probably not practicing that much, because that would be like, that would feel like kind of torturous to go out to the putting green and then just be throwing it all over the place constantly.
I think players don't practice what they aren't good at, though, Yuli. That's like a very normal.
No, but I know they
difficult
practice.
thing.
Here's the thing. I know I've worked with her and I worked with Henna and Evelina before for like, I don't know, I think it was like a 30-minute session, and they were pretty good at putting, dude. I'm going to be honest with you. That's where this is coming from. So I think that's a big problem. I think it's more mental than a lot of people think. I think it's a disconnect between brain and hand.
But doesn't that change it though? Is what I'm saying.
It doesn't change it, because what
You
you're
don't think
missing
so?
now. No, because what you're missing now is there's a rhythm in golf. And I've talked about this before on this. There's a rhythm in golf to where when you're playing your best, that's part of your game. Like whatever those feelings are going into your putt, that's part of the game. And so you throw it to 25 feet and it almost puts more pressure on you to put it closer. And then when you don't, then you have these nerves for the putting stroke. And if you change that putt up completely, the focus of your whole entire routine of your disc golf game goes out the door too, because now you don't understand your whole game, if that makes sense. And this is coming from somebody who changed his putt 50 times in my career. And I would be draining them in practice. Tournament starts, I'd revert back to my old putt because I just didn't have the rhythm of scoring of a whole entire competition. Because think about it like this. If that's part of your game, completely changing that, it changes your thought process on the drive. It changes from, okay, now I'm just going to do this up there, and I'm gonna, I don't know what people are, because
But
I
it
don't know what
can't be
people are gonna think of
worse.
me.
It can't be worse. That's
No,
my point.
I'm with you. I mean, I had the take on here that I thought that they should lay everything up 45 feet and in and just put it under the basket and never
Yeah.
run a circle 2 putt ever. And the only time you have a
Mhm.
green light is inside 20 feet. Everything else you lay up. If they do that, that's, I feel like, an easier rhythm to get into because now you have a set game plan. You get what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Like
the
results of
problem
this
is
are just so crazy. And
it's not though. Like I'm pretty deadly from 15 feet doing this.
You're also a really good putter, Brodie. You're also a really good putter.
I've never done this before. I literally just tried it. I was like, I could probably get really good at doing this after 10 minutes of practice.
Yeah, but you don't have
record holder.
like this mental block of having the yips too, or you don't know what that feels like.
I have the yips this way. I don't have the yips this way. Maybe my mind works differently, but like that's my
it
thought
works
process.
differently because you're not going through it. You get what I'm saying? Like first, you have to like the yips are completely different than what I think you understand. Like in sports, it's literally been diagnosed as a disease in some practices, like a disease. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but it has been. And so there, like I said, there's literally a wiring disconnect between mind and hand. And if that's the case, then this could get out of control. Because it's your fine motor skills that are going out the door.
But I'm saying
it's like having the shanks when have you ever had the shanks in golf?
No.
To where you're just blading everything. I don't think I have either, so I can't speak to that.
Well, I'm saying I'm trying to come up with something to like what is it? Catchers get yips, and no matter how they try to throw the ball back, they can't. It gets to a point. It has nothing to do with mechanics. Okay, so can they? But I'm wondering, could they do it underhand?
Right, but then you're not getting the starting spot probably. This is a different thing.
But that's what I'm saying is you could still. That's why it's different is because if you're throwing underhand back to the catcher, then yes, you probably are losing your position. If Henna putts like this, she wins worlds. She's a world champion.
I don't think she does. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think she does. I mean, if we look at just like statistical analysis, it's so easy. To be like, yeah, if you just did this, but like I said, it's a whole mindset of score. It's a scoring game. It's not a like mechanical, flawless game. Like there has to be it's just like when you get under pressure. Yeah, if I just did this, and this, I would have won the tournament. In the moment, that's a lot tougher to think. Like if you're going into the World Championships with this mindset of like, now, okay, if she goes into the World Championships and believes it, and believes if I do this, I'll win the World Championships, I'm on board with you. But that would be a really hard thing for her to do, to be like, if I do this, I'm the world champion.
Am I crazy? Like, what about like, hey, I'm gonna take a 5-yard. I'm gonna start from 5 yards behind my disc. I'm gonna sprint up to my disc and then putt to where it's like you're not even focusing. Like
it's not. That's probably better than it. Okay, if I'm being honest, because because
the thing is that they didn't lose. I would say that wouldn't have won her worlds because what lost her worlds was the decision making off the tee pad, and she still missed a 6-foot putt on hole 17. So there's no amount of like.
I'm against.
What do you mean that?
I'm against this.
Like if she putts like that the whole way, Gary, I think she wins worlds.
No. The whole way. I don't know.
I don't think she 3-putts from 15 feet once, and she probably did that multiple times. I think she also probably makes a handful of putts that she didn't make.
She's gonna drop at least once doing that, Brodie. She's gonna drop at least once.
All right.
I
just want to see something different.
I have a take about this that I don't agree with. That her decision making off the tee lost her the World Championships, and here's why: because of the hindrance of the putt. I think that her going for those shots was the only way she was going to win the World Championships.
Yeah.
I think it was the best decision ever because she has to go for eagle on 16. If she doesn't make it on there, like even if she lays up, throws it to 25 feet where she's not making it. So that's par at best.
She could have laid up on 15.
We're looking at the same thing.
16.
Listen, the other person got the yip on the upshot and threw it out of bounds. Like we're talking about, like, I think the way she played it, if I was caddying for her, I would have said, no, we're going. We need 2 to get a birdie. We need 2 on 18 to get a birdie. Like, we are going 100% because she's better off the tee than she is on the green. So let's play to the strengths. If she makes those 2 shots, she is undoubtedly the world champion. And putting has nothing to do with it. And so if I'm caddying for her, I'm trying to play as aggressive as possible off the tee. Because you're losing shots within 25 feet anyways.
My last thing on this, Yuli, is if you're 15 feet away from you and I have a ball in my hand, I am never throwing that ball. I'm trying to throw it to you. I am never missing you by 15 feet to the left or the right.
Yeah, you've never had the yips.
But what I'm saying is, if I have the yips, I gotta figure out a different way of doing it. I gotta like do like a little dance and then talk. It's 15 feet. That's it's different.
I know.
It's different than a tee shot.
In theory, what you're saying is 100%. I think it'd be a really good idea to have one of them on the show or somebody who's had the yips, have them on the show to talk about the feelings of having that problem.
Like, learn how to do a backflip and then just bust out a backflip and then putt as soon as you land. You know, like, they just show me something different.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
I'm just saying. My last thing is, as a coach, I'm telling you, I have sympathy for people who have the yips because it is undoubtedly the most painful, stressful thing that you can ever do in your entire life if you're an athlete. Because something that you know you are good at, you know you are fine, the moment comes and there's a complete disconnect and your bodily functions do not work.
That would be a great question. What
does it feel like?
No, because the yips is like Hunter Mahan in golf couldn't chip. He just forgot how to chip. But he used to be a world-class golfer. The question I have for Henna and Evelina is, was there ever a point in your career that you were nasty at putting? Because then I don't think it is the yips. If it's always been there, if you've always not been a good putter, then it's not the yips.
Yeah.
Like it would have to be like own all of this, or Kristin. Kristin's a perfect example. Kristin has something going on with her putt. She was one of the best putters on tour, and now she's like 50%. Like a drastic decrease. Something's going on. So the question to Henna is like, were you at one point making 100 out of 100 putts from 12 feet? Or were you occasionally 1 out of every 20 still shanking it 15 feet right?
Yeah.
All right, next tier. Let's go.
Yeah, you're good. Real quick, I don't want her to be shadowed. Rachel Turton on this tier. She's been performing great recently. Next tier 4. So we've got Annika Sten, we got Valerie Mandujano, both playing really incredibly recently. With Sten putting down some great numbers, but Valerie at Worlds got 16th. But that was the first time since the Northwest Championship she's finished worse than 6th. So playing really well recently. Cadence, I think, has a spot here. Europe, she did okay at the beginning. Europe wasn't friendly to her completely, but her play speaks for itself. She belongs here. Missy drops to the 4th tier, and it's only because the 3 tiers above her are just so competitive that right now she has to be there. I don't think we've seen incredible play out of Missy recently. I think her fighting back from the 14 she took on hole 6 in the
she
first round
to last place.
Yeah, she fought back really, really well, and that's huge and doesn't go unnoticed with me. And so she's not here because she's a bad player. She's here because there's some serious talent above her, I think. Going into here, tier 3, you're going to see Ella, who's been really turning it on recently with her play. I'm really hoping she brings this back to the U.S. with her, because we could really use a good battle, I think, between Ella and Holland and a few of the other standouts. Own world champion. All right. I'm not sending her to the top of the list because we haven't had the body of work all season long to send her to the top of the list. But has to be a standout person right here. if she comes in and she wins one of these first events, she will move higher immediately. And
Can
then
we just talk about how crazy Owen still winning that tournament is? Because
next week we're gonna have Owen on here, so let's wait.
well,
perfect.
I just had one thing. It's like,
Yeah,
like hole 18, she is throwing full power to
Yeah.
get to a spot to then be able to chip up and make birdie. Like, it is impressive stuff that she's just out there where a lot of these players are, able to maybe throw fairway or they're powering down a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, she's throwing full power all over that course.
Oh, it's crazy.
All the time.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, but a little, because it's so funny. I just got a text message because I was asking if she wanted to come on tonight, and she said she would be good for next Tuesday. So.
Oh, heck yeah, that's
Perfect.
great.
And then this is where I really struggled because we all know who the 4 players we talk a lot about are. Evelina's here because I think the argument can be made that the 3 above her belong above her right now. And even though Evelina did win a major earlier this year and she popped off there for a bit, we'd like to see some more consistency. But here's the first shocker for some people. Tier 2. We got Kristin. First time falling from the top of the list this year. I think she is still a talented enough player that if she gets it together, she's still, I think, the best in the world in terms of overall skill. But really going through some struggles right now. And I just don't think it's fair considering how well another player has played that they don't belong at the very, very top. Holland's here as well. This is the world's the first time she's been outside top 5 all year. She's been a model of consistency in play. And the big thing I'm looking for here is we come back to the United States. Holland, if Kristin's going to be out for a while, if Silva's not going to travel over for a few events,
She's got to pick up the wins.
Yeah, Holland has got to get it done now. And she's got to put a stamp on these United States events and show people that she belongs at the top of this list. And I think she has all the skills she can do that. So, but at the very top, first time ever, welcome Silva Saarinen, the new queen of the hill for the FPO division. She's been playing extremely solid disc golf across the board. I think might very well be she is the up and comer in the European scene who is, I think, just going to be a dominant threat for a long time running. And I think she belongs to the top of the list based upon her play across the board. So,
do we think she develops a forehand this offseason? What are you guys' thoughts?
I don't think she needs to. Till the rest of the FPO field can just beat her every single time. Why change the game?
I think she just keeps hammering those putts. It raises her putting percentage and just shows
don't
people
throw it out of bounds a lot.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Hopefully at some point we'll see the distance battle between her and Hunter. I'd love to see that.
Oh gosh, I need it so bad.
Any other questions, critiques regarding the Queen of the Hill? I know it's a little Eurocentric right now, and as we come back to the United States, we may see some names flip around again.
Yeah, it's cool to see a lot of the new names on there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of new names.
It's cool to see. I think. I don't know.
Here we go.
I might switch Missy out with Ella.
Really?
I might do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times has Missy won this year?
Champs Cup. And
what is that? What is that?
It's a major. Major.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a major a long time ago, Yuli. We don't even remember
not that long. Not that long ago. What was the last tournament Ella won?
Waco.
Yeah.
Oh no,
very first one, I believe. Right.
Ooh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Now that's a long time ago, my friend.
That is a long time. It is a long time ago.
Let's talk about how long ago that one was.
That is a long time ago, but go on a journey with me here. Worlds, Missy 8th, European Disc Golf Festival 7th. We don't see her play until U.S. Women's 23rd. Then she just takes that time off. But we go back to Ella Hansen, 3rd at Worlds, 3rd at the festival, 2nd at Crokle, 9th and then 15th at U.S. Women's. I think the two of them, honestly, I won't lie to you. Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Looks like Ella Hansen gets the 6-5-1 record.
With no major.
No major. No major. She could have had it. She definitely could have had it at Worlds.
Yeah, tough.
I appreciate the critique. It's only
and then
going
the
to make
bottom
things more
tier.
interesting.
Now, I'm not set on this, but Haley King dropping off the list doesn't when she plays, she doesn't take out of the top 10. That's a tough one for me because
You
Yeah,
she
gotta
hasn't
understand.
play.
taken
You gotta play,
You gotta
Yuli.
play. I
how do
can't
you
do.
like that's tough because I think if it's a bigger name, probably gets more recognition and doesn't get dropped. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
she
If
sh- she's played 4
if we
events
have a
this year.
Paige Pierce, right?
This isn't a
And Paige
Fortnite
Pierce
tier list, Yuli. This isn't a Fortnite tier list.
no, and Paige Pierce doesn't play, but she only time she plays she gets top 10s. She's not dropping off the list. That would be my
Yeah.
I would think that. I would
That's
think
Well,
probably,
hey, listen,
that's probably
we're-
a fair point.
We're gonna get a great example of what that looks like because Haley is playing Ledgestone, and without
Okay.
some of the Europeans in the field, we're gonna see what Haley can do against a field. I think Haley fits really well as a competitor this weekend, and we'll see. This could completely
No, but pretty
prove
good
me wrong.
list, man. Pretty good list. I like it. Yeah.
All right. Moving over to the MPO, who is not on the hill anymore.
Oh gosh.
Here we go.
Wow.
Sorry, Mr. Buckets. Sorry, Mr. Dickerson, Austin Turner, and Jesse Niemanen.
Wow.
It's a tough time. I no words there. Bottom tier for the MPO, we've got Andrew Marweed, we've got Simon Lizotte, dropping down a tier. Maury Villman, I think anyone who's watched Maury play this year has seen his effort that he's putting in pay off. He's playing incredible disc golf. Gavin Babcock has been not surprisingly, I don't want to say that to make it sound like I don't think he's a good player, but he has really been playing great disc golf recently. Has a lot of a talent. I just think
he always plays really well towards the end of the season too.
He does.
It's always this time where he starts picking it up.
Yeah, for sure. 12th place at Worlds was really solid performance on his part. You've got Evan Smith right where he's at, and then Eagle. Eagle's another one of those guys that do I think he could very well be higher based on overall skill set? Sure. I don't think we're getting enough performance out of him to convince me to have him any higher. But moving up to tier 5. We got Aaron Gossage's first appearance on the list. Now I gotta tell you,
Goose, you're on the list.
Yeah, Goose is on the list. I'll
You're
tell you a
on the
personal
list.
story. I was a bit worried because there was a
You're on the
chance
king of
that
the
I was
hill.
going to be there in person and maybe have
Gary's
to.
ranking system.
I'm sure he really appreciates that.
He loves it.
Yeah. I may have had to explain in person why he was there and below certain other people. But I think it's undeniable Gossage has played incredible disc golf recently. He's absolutely popping off. I don't know if it's because on a debate night a while ago, I may have mentioned that he was a player that we're not getting a lot out of this season, and then he just heard that and was inspired by it. So if that's the case, you're welcome, Goose. But yeah, just been a dynamite player recently, and I think he is on the verge of getting that first win. And I was like Yuli, I was really hoping to see him do that at Turku, but I think he definitely belongs there. Adam Hammes, always a talented player, puts down great rounds. I think he has a bit of an up and down type of season sometimes. Depends on what era of relevance he is in. When he plays at his ceiling, Adam Hammes is a threat week in and week out. But his floor can be a little low at times. Kyle Klein drops down. We got Corey Ellis, who I don't know if it's just because his major of choice is anything that happens in Europe. He's been peaking really well. We've seen him on a lot of lead cards coming down the stretch in events recently. And then we got Lauri Lehtinen, who's been really playing some great disc golf at all levels and putting himself in the mix at every single event that he plays at.
It's good to see him because he was a guy that when he first came over and started playing in events in the States, he was a guy that was like, oh, wow, we've got another dude now. And then he kind of fell off for a bit. So it's good to kind of see him back playing well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you 5th at Turku, 20th at Worlds, 11th at the European Disc Golf Festival, but 3rd at PCS, 6th at Crokle. Just giving us some good disc golf. I would love to see he's amongst a list of players I'd love to see come over and play some events on U.S. soil to see how he kind of stacks up on those courses. I think he would play really well. Moving up to the next tier here, we've got Ricky and Paul, who have both fallen down to this tier. I struggled mightily with tier 4 because I'll be honest with you, I wanted to put Goose here. I really did. And I just
Who
at
would
the
you have
end-
switched him out with?
Maybe Ricky, but I looked at Ricky's performances. They've been really consistent for a long time. He's always in the mix. And then I thought about maybe Ezra Robinson, but Ezra Robinson's win this weekend, it just feels disingenuous to suggest that a 2-time tour winner, especially one who just beat Goose at this event, deserves to be below him. So Ezra Robinson gets the nod there, but man, if I could make like a tier 4.2, like 4.5, Goose would be right there. But this is a tier list. I can't have him on any in a tier 4 with 5 players. But Paul Macbeth, seen some good stuff out of him, but it's just not happening as consistently as we'd like to. Once again, tier 4 is not a bad place to be. These are some of the best players in the world. Yeah. And I wanted to put Ezra. I was looking at Ezra Aderhold being higher, but when you do look at some of his recent events, he is doing that similar thing of like really excellent performance, having a tough time. Really excellent performance, having a tough time. And so
I think if he would have played well this past weekend, I think you could have made a case for the third tier.
Agreed. I think the big benefit that he has over a lot of people is that he shows up when the stage matters. So at the big events, Ezra is always there. Moving up to tier 3, we got Isaac Robinson, AB, and this might be my most controversial pick. I got Sully here. If you're gonna flame me for anything, I think Sully's the one that's a tough one to put here. I think he's showing us that he is a week in and week out competitor. He has absolutely the ability to win. I mean, I think you asked him on the most recent interview, like, does he know he can win? And he says he can't. He doesn't know he can win, which is a really, really big thing for the Pro Tour. I think it's just a matter of time before he gets the win. And this is where the list kind of goes a little away from just the events they play to sort of like that feeling that I have about the player and like looking at the overall just general play. I feel like Sully belongs right here, and he's welcome to prove me right or prove me wrong almost immediately here once we're back in the States. But Isaac, I think, I'm not going to say that he didn't win Worlds. So Isaac is washed. He's never going to win other Worlds. He's still an incredible competitor and has put down a great season with the events that he's been able to win. But just, compared to people above him. And then AB, I think AB is also kind of on that watch list of like, people are waiting for his next win. When is it going to come? When are you going to step into the limelight? I think this weekend is a great candidate for that for him. I think he can come out and play really well on both courses, but just couldn't be put above with the people who are above him. So on tier 2, we've got Nicolas Antala, who has been no doubt in anyone's mind the Ben Callaway. Not there. Sorry, Ben. Sorry, Ben. At least he didn't fall off the list. You can't do that if you're not there. But Nicolas is hands down the best non-American player we have in the world in the MPO division. He is. He can win any event that he plays, and he has a number of wins this season. Has been very, very successful. And then I'm putting Calvin up here. I think Calvin got the major win, but you also look. It's a similar thing where Calvin is always there at the event. I feel like he's been more consistent than even a Ricky or a Macbeth recently, and just belongs here in tier 2. And surprise, surprise. First, I'm not gonna say. I almost said first time world champion, Gannon Burr, showcasing why he is, currently the best player in the world and arguably the most talented player that we've ever seen play disc golf. So, and I'm not going to shout out his new rating because ratings are wonky. Feel free to fire away. What don't you like here? Who's in the wrong spot? And talk me off the ledge for Sullivan.
This is a mess. This is an absolute mess.
No,
we need to make this a live thing where like Yuli can click on the screen and drag and drop players into the new tiers they belong in.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing that I was thinking is the bottom tier not having Ben Callaway with the first win. That's kind of wild and wonky to me with a bunch of guys who are just getting 20th place.
I'll take the L on that. Eagle should be off the list, and Ben Callaway should be there.
Okay. Wow, sweet. No argument. That's sweet. And then when we move up, I mean, Sullivan. I don't even think he doesn't even deserve to be on the tier below that.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Like you
So
got
who you bumping up then? Because the thing about the tier list is if you move down, someone's got to move up. So who's moving up?
I mean, you could put Ricky, Paul, Ezra, any of those guys where Sully is, and it'd be a better case because if you put head to head with any of those guys, he's losing. He has some recency bias for sure. He's playing great, and like you said, that tier below him is fantastic, and I don't think there'd be an argument down there, but that's pretty bad. And then Hamas just comes off a win in PCS, has a bad performance at the major, and then comes and gets a top 10 at the World Championships. The fact that he's not, Sully shouldn't even be. You just replaced Sully with
he got
Adam.
68 at the easiest major we've ever seen, and he got 52nd at Crocol. So
and a win.
Tough look for Hamas.
Tough. How? Let me ask you this. Okay, if Ricky or Macbeth, okay, have those two finishes but have a win, my same exact answer. He's not going to be. You don't drop him down there.
If they have the same, here's the cool part. I don't care who the personalities are, because I'm not beholden.
Okay, here we go.
I'm not beholden
you just
to
said
anyone.
You like Sully, and I got this. I got this feeling about this guy, dude. I got this feeling. There's no running this one back.
I'm not mysticized by Paul Macbeth or Ricky Wysocki. If Ricky or Paul had the same finishes at the same events as Hamas, they'd be there because that's what the numbers suggest. When I talk about a feeling about Sully, it's about his game and the way he plays. I don't care who Sully is when it comes to where they belong on the list. I don't care what any aura Gannon is putting off. That doesn't matter to me at all. So no one's aura farming to get higher on my list.
Yeah, I feel like you are. You can say whatever you want, but
here we go.
All right.
I mean, it's like,
oh gosh.
Okay.
Just keep going. No, almost do everybody.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. We go back, a few minutes ago, I think 10 minutes ago called, and they said, what about that whole thing about majors being super important? So, I mean, Calvin's up there on the list.
I had no argument with Calvin, did I?
Okay. All right.
Did I have an argument with Calvin?
Okay.
I'm talking about the other guys. Now, Anthony Barella being on the third tier, he's the only one that I would argue, and that's why I'm not going to argue it, because of the recency bias with the major win from Calvin. He's got to be up there, and I don't have a problem with that. But just look at Sullivan Nick being next to Anthony Barella. There's not something off right here.
That is
Robinson,
that's kind of crazy.
Are you kidding me?
That is a crazy tier right there.
Here's what I would say. Here's what I would do.
Mike, do the comparison of those two. Let's see what we're looking at with those two.
But maybe Sully's the guy though, Yuli. Maybe we're just not used to him yet.
Oh man, look at that. Sully isn't even a choice on the Statmando head-to-head feature.
That's
what
tough.
The heck?
Yeah, hashtag justice for Sullivan Tipton. Oh my word, let's get that fixed.
What does that mean?
I would have a. This is what I would do, honestly.
Okay.
I think I would bump up Ezra, same tier as his brother because of the win. I would drop Sully down to Adam, and I'd move Adam up to Ezra.
Okay.
It's not that much
for you. One question for you.
Yeah.
Ezra Robinson's win, we agreed, competitive field. Would you argue that Ezra Aderhold's win and performance at Worlds should make him the Ezra that moves up because of his win at
deal.
Des Moines?
Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
Okay.
Let's make the people happy.
All right.
Otherwise, pretty solid list. I would be curious if somebody could jump up and pop Chris Dickerson and Gavin Babcock for me. I'd like that too. Just because I'm curious. I don't know.
I mean, I love Sully, but you're right. It is still wild. Me just looking
I love Sully too. The fact that he'd be in the top 10 is a crazy.
Sully.
Sully, if you're listening to me, if you're listening right now, I want you to know I believe in you. I think you're going to do it. You're going to get a win this season, and you're going to prove them all wrong. So go get the job done this weekend.
Who do you think wins first, Sully or Goose, man?
He wants
So-
Babcock and Dickerson. Babcock and Dickerson.
That's a good question. Chat, who do you think wins first, Sully or Goose?
Should we have
Because
Goose
you could
answer this?
replace
Goose,
Goose, man
Goose.
with
Yeah, what
Sully.
is Goose think?
Should we have Goose answer that question?
Yeah, we
Goose,
should.
We got a question for you. You want to come over here real quick?
I think
Okay.
I think we could switch out Sully and put him down on where Goose is.
Okay. The question is, they want to know.
Dickerson just absolutely annihilating him. That's what I thought. Okay.
Listen, hey,
All right.
Yuli, if you want me to make an all chalk tier list, I'll do that for you, brother. If it makes you feel good.
Okay, so the question is, you're sitting on this tier list right now.
Okay.
Okay. There is some talk about that you should be bumped up. There is some chatter about it. But the question is, between you and Sully, who gets the first win first?
Oh, I don't know about that. Good question. I've definitely been closer to getting wins than he has. I feel like I've been more in contention versus.
And you've had a couple of them too.
I've had a couple of them.
Mhm.
But he's been playing super well. So, I mean, I think either one of us could get a win. It's funny you have me in this tier list. I've been talking with Ezra that Larry Lettinen is kind of my European nemesis at this point.
There we go. See, look at that. Good list. Good list.
Yeah. He's been like right neck and neck with me in every tournament.
And you're on the same tier as him.
Yeah. And Coriel is another one where I feel like we're always neck and
Nemesis.
neck. Nemesis.
American nemesis.
Yep.
Ask him about.
He can hear you.
Oh, okay, he can hear me. I didn't know if you were in earphones or not.
No, I took him off.
Does this look wonky to you? I mean, it goes Isaac, AB, Sully on that. Below him is Ezra, Macbeth, Ricky, and then Adam down below. Sully on the third tier. Is that not the silliest thing you've ever seen in your life?
Sully's good.
Up to
Sully's
date.
good.
Let me think about this.
You gotta remember, it's Gary's King of the Hill,
And it's not just based on wins. There's a lot of things involved here.
there's a lot. His algorithm goes deep. It's a,
Yeah.
it's a very extensive algorithm.
Deep-seated algorithm.
We don't actually know the algorithm.
Lots of people working on it, and maybe later this year before US DGC, I'll make a video where people can see me make a list.
Ooh,
And they
that'd
can
be
see-
good.
Get a little insight.
Wow, that's a crazy list.
I'm sure you're just throwing gum at the wall. Just, oh, that's pretty good.
Here's the issue. I think Simon is slightly misplaced in the bottom tier. I think he's
Okay.
the one outlier I see there. And I think that Hamas is probably the most misplaced in the next tier. My issue is I think Ricky belongs in the upper tier, except that he's had like 3 really bad tournaments, it feels like, in a row. Like his European swing has been pretty rough. Up until then, I would put him definitely at least third, maybe second tier.
Now, here's the question: if you're gonna take someone up, someone
Yeah.
has to come down.
I know.
It's really easy to say someone should be higher. It's really easy to say someone should be higher, but someone's got to fall.
I know. Adam is another one where I feel like he deserves to be higher, except for he's a little streaky. He's had some really good finishes, some wins and stuff like that, and then he's had some I don't know, missed caches and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much that factors in or not.
No, neither do we. No, nobody.
A little bit. No one.
Only
There's
Gary.
no possible
knows?
way to know.
I've got
There's
4
no,
analysts on retainer who
straight
are just
line we
still
can
working
take
real
to
hard.
be like, I feel like he literally said I have this feeling about Sully, so we're just gonna put him on number 1.
I mean, to be fair though, I also have a feeling about Salt.
Listen,
yeah,
every
I got
week,
a feeling too.
we need to be able to roll the tape back every week. You guys are Sully. I'm telling you, you're there too. You're not
Sully-
caught up yet.
Sully got me too when he came on that interview and he was like, "Yeah, I used to be a wrestler and grind it out and all that." I think this guy's gonna freaking work his butt off.
I'm not saying that I don't like Sully. I'm saying that
you
your
might
list
be
is
saying
bad.
that though.
I think you have
No, whoa. Sully's one of my favorite players.
You're switching Sully and who?
Ricky. You have to put Ricky up there.
Oh wow, Ricky and Sully
Oh.
switching.
Ricky and Sully.
You put
Wow.
Ricky above both Ezra's.
I do. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
And Hamas. Wow. Okay. God, that's hard.
See, it's tough.
Yeah.
Tough being in Gary's
It's all-
shoes.
It's always easy until you have to move people around.
We have to
No,
switch
it's
to-
really easy. I just did it. It was a great pyramid after I was done, and including Babcock, who I also really like. But Dickerson being moved off, Babcock moving on. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
and-
Dickerson Babcock
Yeah.
Statmando was tough. That was a
yeah,
tough one.
yeah.
to
But
look
here's the
at.
thing. Here's
It's
the
a
thing.
tough look, dude.
They're almost tied. And earlier this season, I would have
They're
agreed
almost
with
tied.
you.
He's getting absolutely destroyed.
It's 5-4 to 4-5. It's a one singular thing. And if you look, I'm telling you,
Look at the strokes. Look at the strokes. It's like
Appreciate
30
you.
strokes.
And then I would have bumped Ezra Robinson down a tier, except that he won last week, so he has to be up there.
And I said that. I'll defend myself here. I wanted to put you on that tier, Goose, and I really wanted to do it, and then he won.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to
put me-
put Goose on there, not Adam? This is crazy to me. This is insane.
If I had won last week, I might have been up there.
Hey,
all
if
right,
you
thank
won
you.
Worlds, you could have been you could have been the top guy apparently.
Yeah, you've been knocked off Gannon.
No, if you saw the FPO list, it didn't get owned to the top. So
All right, so I think it's a pretty good
Oh,
list
what's
this
this?
week. Pretty good
what's
list.
this? Since June, there we go. Since June, right there. Look at that dominant performance.
You said no recency bias, man.
No, there's
Come on.
there's a slight degree of recency bias.
Oh,
It's a-
okay.
it's a
Oh,
little
so we're
bit.
throwing some extra. All right.
Well, this week will be interesting because we might see some DNFs. Ledgestone, I believe, is still the most DNF tournament we play every year. So we'll see how Gary. I don't think Gary has had to deal with DNFs before on the King of the Hill. So we'll see if that.
yeah.
He
factors
did.
into it.
Kristin.
Yeah, Kristin did. I just
Oh.
hope, and this is, I guess
True,
this is
actually.
selfish. I just hope that two people decide to drop before the event starts, so my boy Ben can get in and show everyone what's up, playing on the courses.
All right, perfect. Was there anything else? Anything else to chat? We miss anything?
No.
It's gonna be a fun week of disc golf.
Yep. Pick 'em.
Shoot.
Pick 'em.
Gosh.
Also, make
pick
sure you look out for cross country events when you're playing Eureka Temp. You could get run over by at least 50 kids.
Yeah, apparently there was like a cross country event today, and they had to shut down a couple holes. Okay, let's do pick 'em. We've been absolutely slaughtering grip locked. So we need to keep the pressure on. Let's start with FPO first. Let's see who is in the field, so we don't do a Haley King scenario.
Well, Haley's in the $2 tier, which is nice.
I think we
'cause you
go
can-
right away. I'm saying Holland, and then we go Ella.
I don't like Ella and Northwood.
Okay, then we do it. I'm taking Haley. I don't care.
You
at this
could do
point.
Holland, Haley, and Cadence, or Holland, Haley, and Owen, or
Yeah, I just don't like Ella at Northwood, Yuli.
Well, we
I
got to
think-
take Holland.
Yeah, we have to take Holland.
how's Missy doing here? Coming
Yeah,
back from Europe.
Yeah, what about that, Yuli? What about like a Missy Holland Haley combo?
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't hate. I like Missy in the woods and at Eureka a lot.
Yeah.
Same.
And I don't know, Cadence still is just a wild card for me. Like, there's not enough information for me. Like, I haven't seen Northwood Black
Yeah.
is a different animal, Gary and Yuli. Like,
Oh, I know.
I haven't seen her
I would rather take Ella than
Missy.
King,
Missy
maybe.
did also just travel back
No,
from
the
China.
King.
That's a lot to do as well.
than King. Oh, you like Ella more than Haley?
you just
Haley-
heard how good she's been playing lately.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like top
but-
tens are cool, but
But Northwood Black, I don't know if that course is like. I'd rather take Val.
ooh, not a bad
Not a
pick.
bad idea.
I actually rather take Val. in the
Every
woods.
finish has been
I
sixth or
think we
better
take
except for
Haley.
Worlds.
We go wild and take Haley.
I mean, it's like either a top 10 or a DNF. That's what we're gonna get.
Yeah, it's almost like a guaranteed top 10 thing.
All right, let's do it. Missy, Holland. God, what if Val freaking wins this? I'm gonna be pissed. But let's
And
go
pick if
Haley.
you feel strongly about
Mm.
it, then I'll just be I told you so.
The thing is Haley's ceiling is higher, I think, than Val's. But Val, I think, give me Val's last couple finishes here. How's Val
Yep.
playing?
Yeah, Val's been playing. Well, I said, since the Northwest Championship, she's only finished worse than sixth place once, and that was at Worlds.
What'd you do at Worlds?
16th, I believe.
This tournament's kind of like Worlds, though. Like a tough wooded course and then an open Heiserbomb course. Let's
I
go.
like
Halo.
Ella, dude. Let's just take Ella.
All right. We'll go Ella. We'll go Ella. Maybe she shreds in the woods.
Also,
Yep.
update. I don't know that it matters. I think someone heard me, but someone dropped, and my boy is now number 1 on the wait list. So one more person out there. If you're not feeling like playing this weekend, this is your chance.
All right. MPO time. We gotta take Gannon at $7.
We're gonna take Gannon.
Gotta take Gannon at $7.
Yeah, it's gotta happen.
Okay, so now we got a 2 and a 1.
Do we like a goose here? Do we like a goose?
I actually love it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a goose.
Yeah, for $1.
Yep, we're
Goose.
taking a goose.
It'd be either Goose or Dickerson, I think.
Oh. Is this a Goose Sully thing?
We
Or
gotta take
honest-
Goose. He's just playing too good.
Yep.
For $1, and then let's take
Ezra Robinson.
Ezra Robinson?
He almost won this tournament.
Yeah, but remember
Yeah.
Ezra. Oh, it's true. And he performed pretty well at Champs Cup, with the exception of, I think, the final round, right?
Wait, we're getting intel from Goose here.
Last 3 years, he's gone like 5th, 3rd, 2nd. Ezra Robinson's like
Last 3 years, he's gone 5th, 3rd, 2nd, is what
Oh,
Gooseman
man.
says.
All right, he's going to be
I
third
mean,
this
that's
year
why we're
because
picking
Goose
him.
is finishing number 2.
Yeah, we can't pick Isaac, so I feel like we got to pick Ezra in this
Sure.
situation,
I
right?
like it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Bargain
All right.
Robinson.
All right. I like that. I think those are good picks.
Good.
Let's be honest. It's not going to really matter. I mean,
Yeah, we could trip over ourselves and still win.
yeah, Griplock's going to do something silly probably. All right. Do we miss anything else, chat? Anything in the chat? Any questions for us? Speak now. Gary, Yuli, do you have anything else you guys want to discuss?
No.
I don't think so.
It's going to be a fun week out here at Ledgestone. If you're coming out, hope to see you guys out in the course. A lot of people. Is that a big crowd for you guys, Yuli, today for Joe Mez?
Yeah, it was solid. Yeah.
Okay. That
We heard him roaring from
That's
over.
a
We were playing
lot of
blue. We heard him roaring.
Yeah, there's some cool shots, man. A really cool shot happened out there from Zach Melton. So you're gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Joe Mez
Dude,
Pro practice round. It was cool, man. We had a blast.
should be fun. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching tonight.
Ooh, wait, Vessi.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Hit 'em
Still
with
rocking the
Vessi.
Vessi. Still loving them. We gotta make sure to put that code up there for these people. There you go. We're gonna put that in the description as well.
Vessi.com/Yuli for 15% off.
Come
Cool.
on, man.
These
Come on.
morning dew rounds, your feet stay dry.
That's right.
It is nice. It is nice. We will be
Ooh,
live.
one more thing. I got
Oh,
these
yeah.
new hats. Another round.
Oh, those are crispy.
Ooh.
Wait, is
Another
that
round.
that's a little signature on the side?
Yeah, a little signature has a little another round on the back. We
Those
just
are
got these
crispy.
in. We only have
the,
200 of them. They might be sold out actually, but I think we have a couple left, so I'd go
What-
grab them.
What's the sizing on that for big heads?
Sizing. What do you mean?
You don't have a big head. Sometimes I have to go last. Like the snapback. Sometimes I have to go last snapback, and like my head busts out of it.
This is like a normal snapback, so whatever that means.
Okay, it's got a
Like
good.
norm.
I just feel like sometimes if it's not big enough to do 2 snaps, the 1 snap never holds for me.
No, yeah, I
It
could
needs to be
imagine.
it needs to be a strong 1 holder.
You got big old melon.
Yeah, especially when I don't. My hair just poofs. I got poofy hair. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys tune in this week. We are going to be live on Thursday, going out at Lake Eureka. Then we'll be at Northwood Black on Friday and Saturday, and then we're going back. Do you guys know? Is there a cut? Do we know?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Cut
there's got to be a cut.
Yep.
Cut after 3?
Yep. I
Yep.
think so, because someone said they were hoping to be able to play Eureka twice.
There you have it. All right, cut after 3, and then we'll see who the winner is. Next week, we've got Own coming on.
Yeah.
We'll try to probably get Gannon on as well to have both world champs on. So that will be a really good episode next week. And we'll be in Idlewild next week too. So making the drive over there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. And we'll see you guys all next week.
Later.